Hey, welcome back, team, to Double Dose MMA recap of UFC Fight Night Moicano versus Duncan. You know, we had another one that wasn't expected to give much, and it gave a lot more than it did. Bad Jim, kick us off. What did you think about the main event?
Hey, another sneaky great card. I mean, just tell me about it, right? Top to bottom. That's why this is going to be exciting. In fact, to me, the least exciting one, and it was exciting, was our main event, right? Obviously, you gotta love our graphic, right? Moicano goes off on everyone, and decides to drop some f bombs and sleeps this Scottish Shepherd. For those who don't know, Chris Duncan was a Shepherd. Only in Scotland, where your national animal is a unicorn. But anyway, all I can say is Duncan disappointed completely. Look, Moicano got the finish, got it convincingly, but flat out, this is more of a story of Duncan just forgetting how to fight. No takedown defense, no nothing. Like, he got submitted so easy, I thought he wanted it. What do you think?
Hey, man, I wasn't surprised at all. I called it. I told you. What happened is, Duncan doesn't have defense. Moicano
None.
is a slick volume puncher. This time, he had a full camp. He was healthy. And if he sets up his takedowns with his offense and he gets anywhere near your back, game over. And that's what we saw. The only thing is, obviously, the man, came with a plan and he got it done like earlier than I thought. I thought that Duncan was going to, you know, be able to kind of, stave off the impending end until the third. But man, Moicano looked phenomenally sharp. Excellent win, and he needed that, man. And this is a big turning point in his career. He didn't know exactly where he was going to go after he, was looked by many to be somebody that could make a run. So I really feel good for the guy.
Well, look, I know I sound bitter, right? I know I picked Duncan, but he lost to the Glass. I'm sorry, that's what we call Benil Dariush now, Mr. Glass. He still doesn't have enough brilliance in his game to make a legitimate run. And at the end of the day, Duncan looked like he forgot how to strike. I took him as a pure striker, as a Scottish brawler. I'm going to say this about Duncan. He's fighting out of his hometown. Moicano is not moist and soft and nonsense. He is a legit fighter. When does, well, actually, I should say fight out of his hometown. They both are at ATT. Let me correct that. But there's still a lot of ties back home. I actually think Duncan didn't get what he needed out of his training, because he did not look like he could remember how to fight at this top level. And again, we also say, a lot of credit to Moicano. How many 5-round fights has Duncan ever had in the UFC? Absolutely zero. Moicano, he knows it. I know you can train for it. Everyone, you're going to be in this gym and with all these people. Hell, they were in the same place at the same time making camp. But at the end of the day, even a little bit of experience of knowing what rounds 4 and 5 are, how to handle it, how to get yourself mentally prepared, how to plan your game. Duncan didn't have any of that. You could try it, you could build it, but I think there's always an edge to someone who's done it at least once before.
That sounds like great excuse making, my man, but we didn't even get to the third round. You're talking about the fourth and fifth and preparing for the fourth and fifth. How about getting your ass handed to you in the second? What Moicano showed is that there's levels to this game, that you can look really great against scrubs. You can go out and wing and be like, the Scottish brawler, but my gosh, you get into somebody that has like a little bit of boxing technique, has reach, and keeps you at the end of his punches, and this is what happens.
You're right. I was trying to say
It's
something
just
nice about Moicano, and you still come at me.
you don't. You're just
Look, I
bad.
blew the
Like,
pick.
no,
What do
it's
you want
just
me to
about
say?
Duncan. No,
You want
man,
me to say, "Oh, I'm
listen.
sorry"? Oh
No,
God,
there's
my bad.
nothing
No,
wrong.
I got to do something.
No, the thing is that you can have a situation where it's nothing wrong with either fighter. They're just at different levels. And that's just the case. Duncan comes to fight and he does what he does, but he's got a ceiling, and obviously his technique and everything just got exposed. And, Moicano was able to get to his favorite position. Like his favorite
Really
position
quickly.
is a backpack. And once you're backpacked by this guy, it's done.
Yeah, it's like Pantoja almost. And that's
Yeah.
the point is, this is too soon for Duncan. Top of the
Yeah.
card, main event. Moicano, who at least is very experienced. It just showed Duncan had no idea what to do when it came to actually grappling. But let's move on. What'd you think of the googly eye?
Well, once again, and this time I'm very, very sorry that I got it wrong. That I got it right. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I called that this was going to be a decision where one fighter just wants to smother the other one, where there's zero chance of a finish. Because, let's go back to the old saying, styles make fights. And the problem is, Ricci likes to clinch. And guess what Jandiroba likes to do? She likes to clinch. Okay, so what do we see? A full clinch game. And then what did it end up on? Okay, Jandiroba on top because she's a little bit better. And Ricci trying to get up, but Jandiroba not being good enough to finish. And Ricci being good enough to not be submitted or anything. So there you have it. 15 minutes of like, okay, let's applaud the ladies because they try hard or whatever. But the least exciting fight in the entire card, as expected, as called.
I love what you just said. Let's applaud the ladies for trying hard. It sounds like they get participation medals, and which isn't fair because last week we saw sick. Women's MMA,
absolutely great.
Sick head kicks, knockouts. I was just like nuts shit
because those two ladies bring it. Those two ladies are there to finish because they have the capability. Look, we've seen this. We've seen a Jandiroba versus Ricci many times on the guys' side, right? We've seen two guys just like
Gelton Almeida.
I do anything. Yeah, we've seen that. It's not a a knock on the ladies' game. It's just that, boy, you could just see it from the minute they put these two ladies together. You're like, we know what's gonna happen. So anyway, those are my 2 cents and more.
I'll just say I have only 1 cent. I fell asleep. I say it like it was. I fell asleep. You're like, oh yeah, we'll stream later. I fell asleep, and I woke up in the morning and watched Renato, Hena, whatever, Moicano and Duncan. So I don't know what happened. I didn't feel like watching it again.
Which brings us to a non-sleeper.
Oh,
the fight that you called. Well, I'll let you use your own words. What did you call this fight when it was put on paper?
This one, a human sacrifice?
As human sacrifice.
Yeah.
So tell us how you saw this other than
look,
the obvious.
Yeah, Yakhyaev, and it's not N. In Cyrillic the H is an N, but in the English it's an E. So it's like Yakhyaev, right?
Yeah.
This guy is interesting note, he is Chechen. And so he's coming out of this great Caucasus, that side between Chechnya and Dagestan grappling, except weirdly, the Chechens are all about submissions and all about finishes, and the Dagestanis seem to be about man on top and just smudge, right? Well, and so this is yet another Chechen finisher. I think we had one about 2 weeks ago. This guy, if you watched him ever, even once, in any league ever on the planet, he is possibly, I'm going to say it, our best active grappler. I want everyone to hear me loud and freaking clear. This guy is methodical. He progresses to a finish. He knows what to do. He knows how to use his hands to get what he wants out of it. And nothing will ever stop this guy. You're looking at a future champion without a doubt. This man is scary and is very rare. I think that by the time this was over, he was a 16-1 favorite when betting odds were closed. 16-1 And it's rare to find that heavy odd favorite win, and he did. He did it with such convincing fashion. I only missed the round. He did it in the first round. I just thought maybe Ribeiro was going to make it. But no, Ribeiro, I think he looked afraid. This guy moved so smoothly, so effortlessly. It was like he was wrestling a practice dummy, not even a human being. Tell me I'm wrong, right, Junior? Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong because I picked him by submission in the second also. I got the round wrong. I thought that
You did. You picked it
Ribeiro
first.
was. I'm sorry?
You got it right, man. You got the triple.
Oh, I got a full right. I'm sorry. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
You called it.
Yeah, I called it. I called it in the first. Holy moly. All right. So, yeah, I take it back. Let's roll it back. Yeah, I saw it coming. Obviously, look, sometimes you get like a big mismatch in the numbers and you get something closer. This one was very hard to argue that you weren't going to get exactly that. And again, it's because one guy on one side of the fence does everything better than the other guy. You see, you might get a surprise if one guy is at least a little bit better in one aspect of the game, but when you're mismatched in everything by a big margin, then your potential to pull out like a surprise just diminishes to almost nothing. And that's what we saw. So anyway, uh, you know, really great to see him uh, keep rolling because honestly with um, Poatan leaving the light heavyweight division, we just need more good fighters. So this is great.
Just before we
Yeah,
move on, I'm gonna set you up, but just think about it. Light heavy. I
yeah,
would love to see him and Big Ank sooner than later. Hey, look, I don't believe in jump ups. I don't believe in yo, I
yeah,
just showed up. I want Big Ank. But look, they're about to fill the interim championship between our
yeah.
two amazing fighters this weekend. And Big Ank's
Sure.
just sitting there I'm actually number one. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
love to see before the end of the year
That'd be
Big
awesome.
Yank and Yakhyaev. That would
Yeah.
look, guys. We love grappling, but we want to see good grappling that progresses to a finish. That would be fun. But hey, enough about this. Come on, man. Why don't you start one of my favorite fights of the night?
Uh, Boy, did I drop the ball on Ewing versus Estevam. Incredible. I mean, you know what? My bad. I saw him fight in another when he won the championship. In another promotion, and I didn't realize how good the fighter that he was fighting was in wrestling, and so he took him down. I think maybe 3 or 4 times before he finished him on the feet. And I thought Esteban was going to be able to do the same and neutralize like his striking. And boy, was I wrong, man. Ewing came um, a more refined, slick Ewing. I mean, his takedown defense was 100%, and his stand up. I mean, he was always just out of range and ready to throw back. Just very impressive. And he looked huge too. My goodness, he looked gigantic versus Esteban. So here we had a situation where it wasn't expected, and all of a sudden, Ewing gets in there and he looks like he should be a 10-1, favorite.
Uh, I'll throw this out there. I think the other promotion is LFA,
Yeah,
and something to think about outside the UFC. Pay dramatic. We talk about UFC pay not being great, but once you're not in the regionals or these smaller promotions, you have a day job. I forget what Ewing does. I think he's in the trades, like his day job, right? So you have to have a day job and train and fight. So on the weekend, so keep in mind these other
yeah,
promotions aren't worse; they're just inconsistent and lumpy. So we saw this with Aaron Pico. Maybe he sniffed a belt, but Pitbull is a legit multi-time champion, and both of them have struggled in the NFL. Or I'm sorry, UFC mightily. So the comparison here is the Canadian Football League to the NFL. CFL's got some amazing players, but overall not the same level.
Yeah.
LFA can have amazing fighters. You just would never know because it's so inconsistent. And Ewing's got a day job. And so it's hard to evaluate them. You can only go on very little data. And the data I was
Yeah.
pulling from on the MSG card is the same thing we saw here times 2, which is combos. He's an intelligent fighter who fights with power, with takedown defense from another planet. He has Sean Strickland, whatever, Max, like he's got, he said, hey, I don't want to grapple, so I'm going to really work really hard to never grapple. And what this guy was able to do with very intelligent, I thought he was going to gas out at one point, but he was able to maintain activity with very smart combos, but not overdoing it. See, we see a lot of fighters just do this giant mess, and then it's lots of ones, maybe it's overly simple combo. He had wonderful combos. And remember, what was the winning shot? I called it during the live stream. I was like, wait for the liver shot, second of the evening on the whole thing. Sure enough, he ends it with his beautiful left to the liver, and it was like game over. But he was picking it. He had set it up with all the other combos before that with the prior rounds. This guy has like a Peter Yan brain going on, right? And he's like, calculate, set up, boom, liver, done. Bye-bye, good night, goodbye. Like, nothing left to do in life. And he waited until
really
almost the end of the fight. Yeah, it was this guy is another future champion, no doubt. Not even a doubt in my mind after I saw that, his striking. No, I mean, right now.
Well, those are big words, but you know what? We're gonna pin it. We're gonna pin it to the locker room and hold.
That's what this card was. They do this on purpose. You tell me, man, you're like the UFC knows what they're doing. Like, they know way more about Matchmaker than all of us YouTubers combined, including the pros. And let me tell you something. They created a future champ card. They put a pin on the map to say, I'll see you in 3 years and tell me how many of these people are champions. Maybe even Moicano.
I like that angle. I'm going to give more probability to the other guys than Moicano, even though I like Moicano very much. So that is well noted. Which brings us to one of your favorite fighters, McMillan, taking on Zecchini. This is the one that I thought was a sacrificial lamb, and it ended up being that. My goodness. I mean, poor Zecchini, man. He got thrown to the wolves. What did you think of this fight?
Dude, you said it. Like, let's go full Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Jeez, did you hear Tim Welch from the corner? By the way, shout out to Tim Welch, who doesn't know who the hell we are, but biggest fan of the freaking universe. Red Hawk in Arizona. Kids, parents, take your kids to that gym and have them train under this man. Because let me tell you something. Right now, from the corner, he's like chaos. We saw McMillan not fight. We just saw him go full, like Yuri Prohaska on speed with a learning disability, and just looked like a wild man, like off balance with his own throws, fell into punches because he was off balance. Like, he has defense, he has all the skills. I legitimately think they planned for the chaos, and that's what he threw. And this poor guy, Zecchini's like, what, you fight like this? Like, this is not how we fight. He was expecting a stand-up war. Instead, he got guerrilla warfare. He got full terror tactics. He just got some madman. But if you had watched his Contender series, you would know it. I couldn't even tell you the stuff McMillan was throwing. He ate more shots than he threw, but when he was throwing them, he did more damage. And that's what the game of the chaos was, because it confused the defenses of Zecchini. And Zecchini is just, and yes, I mispronounced his name on purpose. He's a big gourd. I don't care. McMillan is, yet again, the future. Is he durable? Because chaos only goes so far. You got to learn. You got to throw in some techniques. Yeah. Even Prohaska is doing that. What do you think?
Look, man. Well, that stuff works against Zecchini. It doesn't work against the top of the top. Because if he leads with his face, he's going to get put out. So, yes, this was a good win. His 10-0 record looks good. He looked good against the scrub. So this is going to catapult him to better competition, and then he better sharpen up his game because, antics and being wild and everything like that will only take you so far. So, anyway, my hat's off. Tipped McMillan, and good for him. And I hope he continues to progress because, like I said, man, we need more and more exciting, good fighters that are willing. What I like about him, he's willing to put his ass on the line to give good performance and finish the fight. So I hope he like tightens up and he does great in the future. So with that, we come to the opener. Delano versus Ruchala. What did you think about this, Bad Jim?
I expected so much more. I don't know what else to say. It was like this weird. There were some amazing fights on the prelims, and then this one opened up. I thought, we're going to have the card everybody was worried about. Like, look, we already knew Googly Eye was going to be boring as sin. We all said it was just a coin flip which one's going to bore us the most. I don't know. Like, I'll be really honest. I watched it. I sat here. I streamed. Like, I did the whole thing. Can't remember a damn thing about it. Not a joke. I even rewatched it before this stream, before this cast. Couldn't tell you 3 things. Couldn't even tell you what Delano looks like. All I know is it was a boring-ass decision. I mean, what the hell? You tell me. What do you think?
I'm gonna be a little bit more constructive. I'm gonna think that Freddie Mercury came. He came prepared, and it was just a really even matchup, man. And I'm just glad that the two went in there and scrapped, and they have good chins, and they took a beating. I mean, Ruchala took a beating, my man. I mean, he got hit flush many times. He came back at some point. I thought he was done, and then he would, orchestrate a comeback. So you just had a rock'em sock'em robots of two guys that are so evenly matched that this is kind of what you get. Neither of them is gonna put the other guy out.
I flip it around on even fighters. By the way, yes, there was damage in the beautiful stash. It was beautiful. Ned Flanders, insert Freddie Mercury. Oh. Anyway, moving on. I want to say this very clearly. I remember this now. I said it very clearly during the stream. I've said it before. Must find a finish. I don't want to hear about, I did damage. Must find a finish. I was screaming every moment. Delano had every opportunity to find a finish, which is what the basis of my pick was. It's like, he's got the power, he's got technique, but does he understand the finish? Ewing, despite having less UFC experience, found a finish. Delano, this is my disappointment. Hey, it was literally the guy's face is right there. Just hit it a little bit harder. No, you don't want to. In fact, there was too many times he backed right off. I'm like, go. And they would stop, it would like reset, and like his brain was like, I must throw a different sort of combo. I was like, dude, keep going. Just wail on it. Take the risk. Here's the problem. Take the risk. Must find a finish and take the risk, which is you may not finish him, but you're going to empty your energy tank and try, which we didn't see. He played for the decision, and that's going to hurt his career going forward. That's my criticism. Yeah, it was a good scrap. Absolutely. That was the problem. No finish.
That's right.
What do you think? Okay.
Well, I do have one problem with this card, and that is we got our asses handed to us by AI. Holy moly. I think AI got... Did AI get everything right? I think it got everything right.
Yeah.
No, it got everything right. It got Delano by decision. It got McMillan by knockout in the first, right?
Yeah, it only missed 3 points.
For what?
Huh? Let's see here. Just
so Delano decision, McMillan TKO.
No, Estevam. He missed Ewing completely. Lost the 3 points.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. It completely.
But still, remember everyone, we upgraded the AI system, and it's scary. It's only one fight. Let's see what happens with the card this weekend. Right? But watch out. This is by the way, for you all techie people. We used an entirely different version. We changed the prompt. We actually added some other data. So keep in mind what we're progressing towards. I don't want to say it too much, but let's just say our own AI system, like something we're all working on. So what we're doing is progressively improving it. And this, if it happens again, I think is a good indication. And this was scary how good it was. I want to go back. I want you guys to see the AI page.
I'm feeling the heat.
Yeah,
I'm feeling the heat from AI. It's on my heels.
yeah. The Moicano one was a dead even. I mean, getting Delano perfect, getting Moicano perfect. That was right. They had, I mean, 15 points out of 18, meaning it got perfect on everything except one
Yakhyaev
fight,
also.
which was perfectly wrong.
Well, also Yakhyaev got that one perfect.
Yeah, all of them were perfect.
Subbing first.
Except for one fight, which it got completely wrong.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Hey, because you probably watched the same LFA fight that I did, and
well, it really had no data on Ewing.
Yeah.
Right.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So
well, there you have it, guys.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, so before we go, we got ourselves 4 minutes.
I need to tighten up my game because AI is just breathing down my neck, and I don't like it.
Just highlight thoughts. We're not doing our predictions. Will this? So everyone probably knows by now. Joshua Van's out. They're going to replace it. Paulo Costa and Murzakhanov. We tried to figure that out work today. It's Murzakhanov. What's just high level? What do you think about the card as is, even with the substitution?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, it's much anticipated. It's got, one of our favorite fighters at the top of the card. I can't wait to see that. Love him or hate him, Paulo Costa always comes to bang. So you know what? I can't tell you that I was more excited to see Van. I know we're gonna get a banger from Paulo Costa. He might be all jacked up on whatever. So awesome. And look, man, I'm just looking forward to another good scrap. I just hope that it lives up to its billing, because unlike the last two cards that everybody basically just threw out the window and almost nobody had predictions for or paying much attention to, these were great cards. Let's hope that we don't have another London, and we have instead another Apex with Yuri Prohaska headlining in Miami. That's my thoughts. Can't wait.
Super simple. You said it all. I would say this is one of those where I ask everyone to watch the prelims. I mean, you got Randy Brown and Michael Johnson. Kevin Gastelum, maybe his last fight.
Yep.
Opening the prelims, How the Mighty Have Fallen. Apparently, Izzy's going to be there for Ulberg. Maybe there's a great photo op between Gastelum and Izzy. This is the card of storylines, redemptions. Paulo Costa, redemption. Prohaska, redemption, now that Pereira has moved on. If the Apex card is the card of the future, this is the card of redemptions. This is the card where all these storylines that we've been wanting to see grow and take that big step forward. This is the card to watch, but to really understand the prior fights of the fighters. Take your time, understand it. If you don't know all the different fighters, take a moment. Get to know them. Watch even the promo materials on the UFC. This is going to be it's fun. I don't care if it's the greatest ever or not. It's going to be fun. Guaranteed, solid gold lock, fun, which is why we're here, right?
Excellent. All right, everybody.
That's all I got.
Thank you so much. Thanks, team, for joining us on this recap. We had a lot of fun watching it. Till next time.
Let's go. Go team. Push button.